Alright, I wasn't really going to talk about this one originally because I forgot it was canon to the Advanced series. Good job, brain, what am I paying you for? But that being said, I also forgot how much this one hurts, so get ready to feel some feelings. Hello everybody, I'm Garrula64 and welcome back. Lately I've been picking apart the Advanced series, so if you haven't seen the first two reviews, please go ahead and click the card right there. Otherwise, we're good to dive into the world of Sonic Battle. 1 year after Advance 2, we didn't actually get Sonic Advance 3 like people were probably expecting. We instead got Sonic Battle, which is exactly what it sounds like, a Sonic fighting game for the GBA. This game takes on a weird isometric point of view, and the characters are able to run around a variety of 3D battlefields while they're duking it out. Since it's on the GBA, you also have the ability to take the fight to your friends if you've got link cables, which in this day and age, I don't, so I won't be experiencing that. Or any of the weird minigames that are included. Not like I care though, because this game boasts quite the beefy story mode. Right off the bat, we've got a generous selection of characters. We've got Sonic, and Sonic, and Sonic, and Sonic, and Sonic. Yeah, the choice is pretty hard, but let's just go with good old Sonic the Hedgehog. But before we do that though, can I just compliment the art style? Like, holy heck, dude, I don't know what it is about all these sharp edges, but this is a very aesthetically pleasing game. We begin the tale with Eggman slapping his new TV remote and then dumping it on Emerald Beach for being a hunk of junk. Sonic then shows up and notices a robot that he assumes to be one of Eggman's and doesn't immediately destroy it, which is kinda strange. But this leads to the robot asking Sonic to show me what you got! Sonic, his best friend the mouse cursor, and the robot then head off to find Tails to see if he can figure out what makes the robot tick. I wonder if this is Tails' house. Nah. Now this looks more like where Tails would live. But really, is Tails seriously as narcissistic as the protagonists from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Outside of Tails' house, Sonic runs into his old friend Shadow and they play a good old game of let's beat each other up for old time's sake. This is your first taste of how the battles in this game work. Upon starting a battle or respawning, you're able to select an attack for the ground and an attack for the air. Depending on which you select, your special moves will be slightly different. These specials can be used with the R button, but your main source of violence will come from the B button. B is your basic punch attack, and repeatedly pressing it will bring out your standard combo. You can also hold the direction towards your foe and press the B button for a heavy attack. Good luck lining those up, though. On the other hand, holding the direction away from your foes and pressing the B button launches them into the air, which you can then deliver a swift air attack by pressing the B button after jumping. If you tap the D-pad in any direction twice, you get a quick little dash move that can get you across the stage pretty quickly, and pressing B during this gives you another little quick attack. After jumping, if you hit the A button again, you can use an alternate jumping action, so Sonic, for example, has his little air dash, Tails can fly, stuff like that. When you're on the ground again, if you hold the L button, you first get a block, and then you begin to heal. Keep in mind, every single character has a different healing rate, and it also fills up this bar on top of the health bar, which I don't know if it's like a focus meter, but once that's completely filled up, oh baby, the next special move you send out is an insta-kill. Just make sure to make use of those things, because they can be really, really useful in this game for things I'll mention in just a minute. Back to the story though, Shadow pieces out and Tails emerges from his house. Gee, thanks a lot for the assist, buddy, I really appreciate it. And you wonder why I believe you belong in the doghouse. Sonic then heads down to the beach because he swears he saw a fan-favorite character chilling out, and lo and behold, it's Rouge the Bat. Sonic automatically believes that Rouge is there because she's looking for a date. Shippers use that in any way you see fit. We then learn that Rouge would really hate Disneyland, and then the two get into a fight. If you can even call it that. Rouge doesn't give up quite that easily though, and she challenges Sonic once again. And here lies my problem with this game. You see, in Sonic Battle, their idea of making the game longer is forcing you to redo almost every single fight twice. Basically, it goes like this. Alright, Sonic. I think you're a big dumb idiot and that robot should be hanging out with me, not you. Ha! You wish, Shadow! They fight and then Shadow dusts himself off. Not bad, Sonic. But could you do that again, except now I have 5 lives instead of 3? Haha, yeah, bring it wait, what? Then they fight again, and then the story progresses. And I'm not even over-exaggerating here. This is the game. Each of these stories lasts like an hour-ish, and that's because of all this dang padding. Guys, this is a handheld game. I didn't need it to be on par with the length of a console title. Just give me the harder versions of the fight right off the bat and leave it at that. Well, anyway, Sonic trounces Rouge twice and then heads back to Tails, where the fox has learned more about their new metal friend. Tails gets Sonic to assault the robot a little bit, and we finally see the robot's true potential. This robot is able to copy moves and abilities from people it fights. Yeah, only someone with a pretty high IQ could pull that one off. Oh, and the kicker is, if they feed this thing enough Chaos Emeralds, it can increase its overall functionality. Oh yeah, because that was such a great idea the first time a Chaos-powered creature rolled around, right? Sonic and Tails then beat the shit out of the robot, which Sonic now calls Emerl for, training purposes. And then when they're done with that, they go over to the beach and do the exact same thing. I mean, hey, maybe they forgot about the first time on their way over, who knows? And it's at this point we learn of the other vital mechanic to this game, equipping Emerl with new abilities. So basically on the overworld, if you hit the R button, you'll see this menu where you can find all the moves he's copied. You can equip the moves if you have enough skill points for them, which you also gain from fighting battles or receiving Chaos Emeralds. Now in the beginning, Emerl starts off as a pretty garbage character. He mimics Sonic's moves except 10 times slower, and his specials hardly do anything. It's honestly pretty pathetic. But with enough time, your Emerl can go from this to this. Yeah, it's pretty great, especially if you use cheat codes to unlock everything and give yourself 999 skill points. The trio then sets off to see Knuckles, but before they reach him, oh my god, look! It's Gamma! He's back! Let's beat the shit out of him! Honestly, that's really just what this game boils down to. See friend, beat them senseless. Doesn't matter who it is. Oh, hey Cream! How's your mother? But back to the important characters, this isn't the real Gamma, of course, because he's long dead. Afterwards, they come across Knuckles, who decides to punch first and ask questions later. Big surprise. Next up is the Fox's story. Tails wants to learn why Sonic likes Emerl a lot more than him, so he takes him to the lab where they learn that Emerl is a lot more competent than your average fox. Tails also learns that Emerl is an ancient robot called a Gizoid, and our old buddy Jowl Robotnik was actually doing experiments on our good fellow here, and then he mysteriously went missing, leading us to believe that Emerl might have unalived him. So that's like mostly good news, right? Tails also then stumbles upon Gamma again, and he desperately tries to talk to him, which just tugs on the old heartstrings. And speaking of the old heartstrings, after giving Emerl the Chaos Emerald back in Sonic's story, he ends up repeating words that people say, kinda like a parrot. I gotta tell you, this guy's really growing on me. I sure hope nothing bad happens to him. Our friendly neighborhood Batgirl takes the spotlight next. Rouge, doing some government snooping as usual, learns about the Gizoid. She confronts Eggman about it, and he's already yeeted that thing out of his base for being useless. I'm sorry, could someone please draw the purest robot lad making friends with crabs? This is of the utmost importance, I assure you. Later on that day, we get some weird fanfiction stuff. Tails makes the mistake of calling Emerl Sonic's baby, and Amy takes this way too literally. She thinks Sonic is getting ready to settle down or something like that, and she proclaims herself as Emerl's mother. Yeah, okay, whatever. Rouge then steps in, tells Amy to
get some help.
And then she takes off with Emerl. Emerl receives another emerald from Rouge, and then Sonic returns to pick up his son from daycare. But moving on, Knuckles wants nothing more than just to train Emerl to be the best he can be. Quite the wholesome mission, my friend. Knuckles and Emerl go on a hunt for the fake emeralds that Eggman created, and Knuckles accidentally teaches the youngin' how to trash talk. This game, man, if it wasn't tedious as hell, it'd be one of my favorite Sonic games for the writing alone. Now for the most frightening character in battle, we've got Amy Rose. Never attempt to separate a mother from her child, let's just say that. Should we be worried about that? Amy just really wants to take care of this robot because she really cares about him, and that's what her story boils down to. Eventually, they find Cream and Cheese, and she spouts the biggest lie I've ever heard. Now, Cream trains the robot. Sure. I mean, she is one of the most powerful beings alive thanks to her little blue demon. But I mean, hey, I guess she was actually telling the truth because she did retire from her life of vigilantism since she's truly a pacifist now. She stands by and lets Emerl do all the work, and she even reacts negatively to Emerl beating the tar out of all the fakes. Emerl stops fighting so he doesn't upset Cream anymore and he almost dies, but this propels Cream out of retirement and she lays the smackdown on fake Gamma. So not only do we see Emerl grow here, but so does Cream. Ain't it funny how these things work out? And finally, it's time for everyone's favorite Edgy Hedgy because he's feeling a little left out. So now he goes on to have his own fun adventure with Emerl. In his story, he finds out that Emerl was also associated with Gerald Robotnik, except he's way older. In my mind, this effectively makes Emerl Shadow's big brother. How sweet. Shadow doesn't see it my way though, because he's prepared to destroy Emerl to prevent catastrophe. It's one living weapon versus another in his eyes. Shadow's purpose is to protect the world, and Emerl's primary function is to rain down destruction unlike the world has ever seen. According to Rouge though, this can be changed. Sonic urges Emerl to go with Shadow to find out who he truly is, and with that, Emerl and Shadow head off to parts unknown. Or the same places you've already gone several times throughout the game, whatever, I'm not counting. Rouge, Shadow, and Emerl discover the special phrase that will free Emerl from his destiny, and after he absorbs the last Emerl, Shadow gives him one last command. Gizoid, bring hope to humanity. Emerl snaps right out of his funk and goes back to his cheery self. Our boy is free from the threat of Eggman, and he's now his own bot. The two duke it out one last time, and then Emerl delivers a heartfelt thank you to everyone who helped him along the way. Shadow scoffs at this and takes off, clearly not willing to show how happy he is over how this whole situation played out. I don't know, I can't take much more of this, guys. This writing has the ability to leave me in stitches, or rip out the stitches of wounds barely healed from the past. There is no in-between. And now Emerl gets his own story too! Oh my god, I'm so proud of him, you guys. We start off with Eggman plotting something, which leaves me with a bad feeling. A very bad feeling. Knuckles alerts everyone that Chaos has appeared, and that's an even worse sign, though you are able to fight him and get some pretty rad moves for Emerl, so I guess it's not all that bad. The gang then decides that Emerl should be the one to head up and take on Eggman once and for all, so he teleports to the Death Egg and sees Eggman, who might have glued himself to the floor or something. Eggman is eager to fight Emerl, but once he gets his butt kicked, twice, as usual, he pleads for forgiveness. Emerl, being the nice guy he is, thanks Eggman for waking him up so that he was able to live the life he's been living with all his friends. Oh my god, Sega, please don't do this. Eggman then blows up some stars, forcing Emerl to absorb so much energy that his original programming takes over. Emerl cries out in pain to Sonic, Shadow, and Amy as Eggman attempts to form a link with him. Unfortunately for everyone, Emerl doesn't listen and takes control of the final Egg Blaster and aims it at the Earth. Sonic and the gang attempt to use the Master Emerald to stop him, but it shatters and the only choice they have is to fight. Tails warns Sonic that with this much energy coursing through him, if he sustains enough damage, he might be destroyed. But with no choice left, Sonic and Emerald launch into the final battle. After a very tough match, Emerald regains control over himself, just in time to feel the pain again. As he comes to, he sees Sonic and barely is able to choke out the question that single-handedly destroyed my heart far more than any final Egg Blaster ever could. Sonic does what anyone trying to comfort a dying man would do and give them hope, but Emerald knows. Sonic, not being used to all this doom and gloom, desperately tries to tell him that this isn't the end, and he tells them that they'll go back to the Earth where everyone is waiting for them. They'll all play and fight and just enjoy life like before, as Emerald slowly vanishes from sight. So small recap here. Sonic Team had us find the robot equivalent of a baby. The entire cast gets to know him and love this robot. They teach him about friendship and family and love, and he even manages to shake off his programming, the veritable blood in his veins, to become his own unique person. And after all that, they make us stare into our perfect robotic son's terrified eyes as he asks Sonic, his closest friend and father figure, if he's going to die. I'm just gonna say it right now, guys. This might be one of my all-time saddest video game deaths, and it comes from a Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off game. Who was the evil man that thought this was okay? Shadow recalls that that's part of Gerald's programming. Should a weapon go out of control, it will terminate itself. And he actually seems pretty broken up about it. In fact, everyone is really broken up about this. But Sonic reminds them all that Emerald will still be with them, as a single Chaos Shard floats down towards them. And then Tails, with the last heartfelt speech of the game, pipes up. Someday, if this world finally knows true peace, if this world no longer needs weapons or wars, if we can make this world a truly peaceful place when we're older, if we can make a world where there's only laughter, do you think we'll be able to play with Emerald again? Sonic thinks so. And that's where Sonic Battle ends off. Jeez. Quite the downer. but wow, was the writing something. Like, the writing is better in this spin-off than it has any right to be, but I'm completely okay with that. And I just gotta say, I love Eggman as a villain and as a character, but this game makes me remember why I can't ever forgive him for the things he's done. This is the closest thing I can think of to pure evil that we've gotten from this man. Sure, he's done some bad things, he's resurrected ancient deities, he's blown the planet apart, he's kidnapped people, whatever. But his interactions with Emerl and Gemerl in Sonic Advance 3 and Sonic Battle, they're just unforgivable. I'm sorry. Now, the game might be a slog sometimes, and I don't exactly know if I can recommend it, even if the battles can be sort of fun on occasion, but the thing I recommend at least is that you find some way to experience the entire story. You won't regret getting to know this amazing character that really deserves a chance to come back someday. So yeah, that's it. That's gonna be all for today, so if you liked this video and you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell, follow my Twitter, and join the Discord to keep up with more reviews and other things that aren't reviews, because I do a lot of things. Also, if you made it this far, please give us an RIP Emerl in the comments. Show your love for this amazing boy. I'd also like to thank my current supporters, who are... Thank you guys so much for supporting, it really means a lot. And if you have any interest in becoming a supporter yourself, please make sure to click that join button beneath the video, or go check out my Patreon page for more info about all the perks you get, such as getting shoutouts at the end of every single video and stream. Next up, we got Sonic Advance 3, and Emerald's story isn't over just yet. But the happy reunion I craved, unfortunately, isn't looming on the horizon. I'll see you all soon for that.